All right, so now we're ready to drill the touch hole. And you can see here where this thing goes in, the breech plug, the screws or the threads of the breech plug go totally past where I need to drill that touch hole. So I will be drilling into this as well. It was a bear to get this thing off, but I finally got it off. Obviously it wouldn't hold very well. This barrel wouldn't hold very well, round barrel with straight clamps. So I just made myself a wooden clamp here and curved out the inside there, and I coated the inside of it with rosin, like what they use for violin strings. And this thing was able to clamp in there and tie the rosin will keep the barrel from spinning. And what I did here was just stuck my crescent wrench inside this fancy schmancy torque handle here, piece of conduit, and just leaned on it and was able to get it off. So that's a good thing. Now I can, that was really bugging me during this whole build, was how I was going to get this thing off of here. But now that I tried it and it came right off, I'm not worried anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and put it back in after I spent all this trouble taking it off, and line up where I need to drill this touch hole and then get it drilled and get it done. The breech plug back in, I got it lined up with the witness mark here. Now I'm ready to put the barrel back in the stock and get that touch hole drilled. Okay, so I have the spot marked where I want to drill that touch hole. It's pretty much level with the top of the pan, with the top rails of the pan, and pretty much centered within the pan. So I'm going to go ahead and center punch that and drill the hole. And then before I go all the way through, I'm going to take the tang bolt off, or the breech plug off, and then drill all the way through, because I want to see how far down that drill goes before I go drilling into the breech plug itself, because I want to make sure I don't go too deep into the breech plug. I mean, I don't even know how deep it's supposed to go, but anyway, I'm just going to drill through. I'm going to take the breech plug out before I drill all the way through, and then I'll put the breech plug back in again and then figure out exactly how deep I'm going to drill it. Anyway, stand by. I'll turn the camera on when I get ready. Okay, so we're back. I went and drilled the touch hole, and what had happened was my drill bit broke deep down inside, and it had not yet come out on the inside of the bore yet. So this video is actually taken about 3 days after the first part of this video was made, because I had been trying to figure out how to get that drill bit out of there. I mean, it broke in there and I couldn't get it any which way. So what I ended up doing was buying a carbide bit and drilled it out, and it worked pretty good, although the carbide bit ended up breaking as well. But anyway, during the course of trying to get that drill bit out, the hole, the outer hole on the outside of the barrel, got a little bit bigger, but the inside hole is still 3/32, so it's kind of making like a funnel from the outside to the inside, which I think would be a good thing. We'll see how it works. I don't think it's going to be detrimental to the ignition of the charge, so I'm just going to go ahead and leave it like that and see how it works. If not, then we could just drill out this hole and make it bigger so we could put a vent liner in here. But for now, I'm just going to leave it as a hole, and I'm going to drill into the breech plug here, and then modify the breech plug so that the charge will actually, or the spark will actually reach the charge in the barrel. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Okay, so I put the breech plug back into the barrel, and then I drilled through the touch hole into the breech plug. You could see where it hit. It's probably, I don't know, 1/16 of an inch deep. So now I've drawn a line on here. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to get the file and file in a channel so that the sparks from the pan, the lock pan, will enter through this channel and ignite the main charge in the barrel. So I'm just going to use like a triangle file or a small round file or something. I might even get the Dremel tool and just do that. But it just needs to reach between here and taper out to the middle of the the breech plug here. And I'll show you how it looks when I get done with that. Okay, so I got the notch filed in. I just used a rat tail file and beveled that notch towards the center of the breech plug face. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this thing back in the barrel and probably pour some water down here or blow through the barrel or something, just to make sure that that hole lines up with this, to make sure I've got a clear path into the charge. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this thing back in the barrel and test it out, make sure it works properly, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so we're back, and I tested the hole. I shined a light through there and I could see it very cleanly, and I also blew smoke through here and smoke came out. So it's pretty clear between the outside and the inside of this barrel, and I think it's going to work. During that 3 days, while I was contemplating how I was going to get that broken drill bit out of that hole, I spent making a larger barrel lug for the 1/4 inch bolt that was going to hold on the yoke. And this is what they sent me, and that's what I ended up making. So you can imagine trying to drill that size hole through that little tiny lug. Anyway, so I made another one, and that is to hold the yoke. I made a stand for it, and that 1/4 inch bolt goes through that barrel lug. What I did, I stripped off all the zinc. It looked like this. All of these parts looked like this, and I stripped off the zinc, and the bolt, you can see here, I actually cut in half and used the bottom half for the lower bolt or nut and the upper half for the upper nut, so it wouldn't look so obnoxious. But anyway, not very period correct, but it'll do its job. We'll see how it looks when I get that gun all put together. So that's what I've been doing for the last 3 days. But the good news is I got this vent hole in. Now I'm ready to, what am I ready to do? I'm ready to assemble the gun. I'll probably end up staining the stock, doing a final sand down of the stock, making sure all of the metal is polished, and put the gun together. We'll turn the video back on when I get ready to reassemble the gun. Anyway, that's it for now. Castor Bowcraft, thanks for watching. Oh, another thing I did too, I made a front sight. This one's a little bit, it might be a little bit too high, but I figure that it could just be filed down if it's not right on. But anyways, just a simple post type sight that I made as well. Anyway, that's it for now. Castor Bowcraft, thanks for watching.